All right. So our healing Qigong practices are here to provide a holistic integration of technologies, practices, movements, meditations for body, mind, heart, and soul. The word healing comes from the etymology of the word is of a returning to wholeness, a returning to wholeness. And we have these different layers of our being. Today's class will be a healing class that is going to focus on back health. Many of us navigate from low back tension, so we'll be working specifically with that. And we'll conclude with a self-healing meditation using the energy that's circulating through our own bodies to direct it into any area in your body where you might wish to receive some healing today. The body heals through movement, through rhythmic, repetitive movement, and it becomes tight and stiff when we don't move. So we'll be doing plenty of movement in today's class. The heart and the emotions are healed or balanced or regulated through the expression of sound, through moving the sound vibrations through our body. So we'll make some sounds together, and it's great to learn to express yourself, to use your voice in class and out of class, to not have a constriction show up in this vital area that is so deeply linked to our heart. And then the mind is healed through meditative presence practices. There's endless kinds of meditations in the world. And in Qigong, we get to do a moving meditation where we're redirecting our mind, that faculty of attention, where we can notice what's happening in our body. And we repeatedly redirect our mind into the actual lived sensations of the moment. This is soothing and healing for the mind. It's the wonderful faculty of the mind to review the past and imagine the future. This is also a valuable meditation practice. And in Qigong, we're seeking to use that faculty of the mind to stay here a little more, to stay here a little more, to stay here a little more. And that is very helpful for the mind because most of our worries and concerns aren't here in the present moment. And so we can take the edge off of those mental patterns through the practices. So that's what we're about today. I encourage you to open up a window, to let fresh air in, to take a few sips of water, to be well hydrated, and then to keep a chair nearby for steadying yourself during the practice and then for our seated meditation at the end. Our movement practice will be about 35 minutes, and then we will come to sit or lie down for a self-healing practice. So making a little bit of room to the left and to the right, finding yourself centered and grounded by shaking out the legs, letting the feet be a little bit wider than hip width apart. And then take a nice breath in and reach up, and you can hook the thumbs together and try to lengthen your spine by pressing into the floor with the heels while lifting through the shoulders and hands. And then exhale. The hands float down to the side. Shake it out. Loosen the shoulders and the head and the neck. Let these movement practices not build more stress. So when you do one of these practices, we're seeking to find a way where it cannot create more tension. So look for how to unlock that for yourself as you inhale. Reach up again. Let's hook the thumbs. And then heels down, hands up, trying to lengthen the spine, maybe tilting the tailbone towards the heels. And then exhale, come on down. And then inhale, up, reach. Maybe lean back slightly. And shake it out. And start to shake the whole body. Shake the legs, shake the hands, shake the arms. Let's make our first sound, the sound of the sigh. Turning a little bit to the side and shaking. This simple practice is very powerful at letting go of all that is not needed to be in our awareness body right now. Shake, shake, shake. Let the shaking loosen things. So try to find where you're holding tension and then shake there until it relaxes. Breathe in through the nose, and there's a sigh again. In through the nose, big breath. Keep shaking. Sigh it out. Good. Now let the feet be wider than hip width apart, and let the shaking become the willow tree. Turning left and right. When the shaking doesn't feel like it's part of this anymore, you can let that go and keep the arms as relaxed as possible. And we're keeping the legs straight and strong today because this is a low back version of this. So we'll be doing a bunch of different movements to move everything connected to the low back in a dynamic, rhythmic, relaxed way. And then, somewhat miraculously, the pain and discomfort in the body starts to melt away. Like with all practices in the yoga and Qigong world, if something doesn't feel right to you, please give it a pass today. If you feel sharp or shooting pain, something that has you feel like wincing, then also that's a sign that that's not a good movement for today. And if that happens a lot, then please seek professional guidance. And yet, if your pain is dull or throbbing or it's kind of steady, then these practices can really help. All right, shake, shake, shake. Let's do a side stretch. Bring both hands up in front of the heart and then press one hand down and the other hand up. Exhale through the middle and inhale into the stretch, filling up that side of the body to expand it. Exhale and inhale, side stretch. Exhale through the middle, inhale. And relax. We'll shake it out in between, looking for anything that got stirred up to find its way out of the body. You can bend the toes backwards and forwards. And the other toes. Good. And then plant your feet well. Now, that mental practice for the mind is to stay present in our experience. So see if you can bring your attention to the feet, noticing the floor, the ground beneath you. Move the feet a little in and out and a little forward and back. Wiggle the toes. Notice every part of your feet that's touching. And feel that your body is being supported by the earth. There's an equal upward energy as there is downward through the body. If your knees are locked, let them soften so you feel a little bit springy. And then breathe this earth energy up through your feet into your heart and exhale with a sigh, releasing into the ground. So take a few breaths in and out of the soles of your feet. You'll use your imagination for this one. Breathing in, imagine soothing, cool, blue, green earth energy moves up into your heart, and anything ready to let go is received by the earth. The earth has an infinite capacity to accept and receive all the stale or stagnant energy in body, mind, and heart, so that the soul can more fully occupy this moment. And then on the next breath, let those hands float up. Remember how we started, and pressing down with the heels and reach up once again, leaning back slightly. And then we'll come into a forward fold, either coming down halfway with your hands on your chair or a windowsill, or bending the knees and rolling down. Only if this feels good for your back. The hands can stay on the legs or they can come to the floor. Keep bending the knees until your head is also hanging. And then hands come to opposite elbows, or they support on the floor with the knees bent. Breathe here. You can use that ocean breath through the nose. Let out a sigh or a sound. And bend the knees and roll up. Good. Now start to circle the hips. The hands can be on the waist or on the low back. And make the circles small at first. We'll spiral outward, getting larger. Breathing in and out through the nose. And tuning into your body to wherever you feel tension or stress or feelings. And being with that today. Make the circles bigger. Bigger. Until once you've reached the largest circle, keep going in the same direction, making them a little smaller and a little smaller. And then it's just your hips doing a little rotation. And once you've reached the center here, the other direction. And then again, larger, larger, larger. And smaller. Whenever you feel a little relief or fresh energy, give a little sigh and acknowledge that something has shifted. All right, and back to center. Shake it out. So we'll do some leg swings. So we're working with the muscles below the navel and above the navel to release the low back. So steadying yourself, if you'd like, on something. The other leg is strong, and you can start to swing that leg forward and back. You can do this in the center of the room as well. I find if I steady myself that I can let this leg go a little bit more. Get a rhythm of a breath going now. See if you can breathe pretty vigorously in and out through the nose, welcoming fresh prana, fresh chi from the nature that surrounds you. Notice where it feels tight or tense, and rest your attention there as you do these movements. Other side. Relax your face. See if you're willing to smile a little. Notice if one side feels a little different than the other, tight or tense. Good. And then back to the first leg, try left and right. A little bit harder to balance. Notice that. And then the other leg, left and right. Back to the first leg, you can lift the knee up and circle the foot under the knee. In the other direction. See if your breath is already flowing a little more easily. On the other foot, circle. And circle. Both ways. And then start to shake again. Shake the leg, shake the other leg. All right. Up to the head and the neck. Let the chin come down and then lay the ear over to the shoulder. And then as the chin comes down, the sternum lifts and lay the ear over to the other shoulder. Now let this movement link up with your breath. So inhale to the side, exhale to the front. So even in a simple practice like this, there's still the meditative presence of tuning in to what's happening. This is how you be here now. You use your conscious attention to stay with the movements as you develop awareness of what's happening in all the layers of your being. Good. Blink the eyes a few times. Open the mouth really wide. Blink the eyes. Open and close the mouth. And start to shake the hands. Shake, 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 shake. And then make a fist with both hands together, interlacing. And then let one hand guide the other hand in circles. Now, even while you're doing this with the hands, you're noticing your feet. The knees are soft. The feet are gripping the earth very slightly. You're part of the intersection of the body and the earth beneath you through whatever you're standing on. And then back to your hands, go the other direction. Non-habitual way. It's kind of hard. It's fine if you go in the same direction too. Any movement is good movement. And then press the hands away, interlocking. And then now with those palms to the ceiling, let's come up on the tippy toes. And then, and then open the hands up behind you, spreading across the top of the chest. Very gentle back bend in the upper back. And then wrap your hands around in front of you. Bring your chin to the chest and lift the heels. And then release. Inhale, open. Arch back as the hands turn to the sky. Look up slightly. And then wrap the arms around you. Little hug. Lift the heels. Inhale back. Exhale. few times on your own. Big breath in, big breath out. If you like going further back in the back bend, that's totally great. And that's not the goal. We're just moving everything. Good. Now, step the feet back intentionally down. Inhale, sweep the hands up to the side, and exhale, let the hands glide down the front of the body, scanning your field. And then let the hands, palms open to the front. Now breathe in and out through your hands. All of your attention on the palms of your hands. And imagine as the breath comes in, that life force energy is streaming in through the palms and streaming out through the palms. Where in your body do you feel a little lighter, a little more open? With the next breath in, hands come up to the side, next to the shoulders. And now as you inhale, arch back. And as you exhale, round the back, touch the elbows together. So get this one going as a rhythm with a big breath. In through the nose, let's blow it out through the mouth. Or you can make a sigh or a sound. What kind of sound? Anything. Use any vowel that you'd like. The letter M can be added on to any vowel to make a healing sound. Relax your face. Smile as you inhale. When it doesn't feel like there's anything to make a sound with, then you change to nose breathing. In and out through the nose cultivates energy, collects energy. As big a breath as you can, all the way down into the belly. And relax. Hands to the side. And again, breathing in and out through the palms. This is called gate breathing, like gateways. This can be opened or closed throughout this practice. Either is equally good. Now, stack your shoulders over stack your ankles over your feet. You can move a little forward and backward. Soften the knees so that they're right over the feet and the hips are over the feet. Adjust your pelvis to neutral. The shoulder blades move a little closer together, opening across the collarbones. And then lengthen through the top, the back of the top of the head. So your chin is a little tucked in as you create a long spine, and the tailbone reaches towards the floor. To lengthen your whole back from the inside. And from here, imagine golden white light showering down into your body from above, coursing through your open crown. It lights up your eyes. Your eyes start to sparkle. It tugs at the corners of your mouth so they lift a little. It lifts the sternum so you can breathe. Your hands and arms are filled with golden white light. They're surrounded by golden white light. Your heart is healed by golden white light. And it fills your legs. Breathe in the joy of this wholeness. And relax. Move your fingers, move your hands. Let's shake out the legs again. All right, we'll do a few for some strength building, shall we? So step the feet wider apart, letting the feet turn out and move left and right. Starting to warm the hips. You can stay pretty high here, or you could let the feet get even wider and come down low. And move the whole body left and right, supporting your back with your hands. Coming down lower if you'd like. You could stay upright, or you can tilt the body forward. And then, if you'd like, take a twist. Hands above the knees, lowering one shoulder. And see how long you can get. Like, try to separate your tailbone and your head even more with this twist. Ocean breath. Into the back. Other way. And then if you'd like, melt down to the floor. Let the heels get wider, and then another dangling forward fold, supporting yourself on the floor. Don't stress your back. Letting the knees bend as much as they need to. Nod the head yes and no to check that it's released. Let your head be heavy, and then breathe into your whole back body. Walk your hands over to the leg on one side. Walk your hands over to the other side, head towards the knee. And then either stay in one of these or walk your hands forward into a wide-legged downward facing dog. Try to have your back be straight and the hips reach behind you if you're doing this version. Heels sink towards the floor, opening the backs of those legs. And then walk your hands back. Inch your feet towards each other so that you can bend the knees deeply and come on up to stand. And then the back strength building practice we're working with is called the retrieving the moon from the sea. So you bend the knees a lot in this one. You only lean back as much as is comfortable for your back, and you exhale on the way back to engage the front line of the body for full protection of your back. So with your feet wider than hip width apart, you bend the knees and you imagine that your hands are reaching down and seeing the reflection of the moon in the water, like you're standing in, a few inches of water that you feel comfortable with. And you bend the knees and your hands come between and behind your legs, and you bend the knees again as you scoop and come to stand, and then look up and then lean back slightly Exhaling, and then come forward and down. Now you can take 2, 3, 4 breaths on the whole thing, or you can do it all at once. And you can do as many of these as you like. So why don't we do around 15 together? And if you'd like to do more, you could go a little faster or stay in a little bit longer. And if your back doesn't like this one, please hold for the next one. So I'll demonstrate it with the one breath. So it's inhale, down and back. Remember to bend your knees all the way. This isn't a forward fold. We just did those. This is a deep knee squat. And then coming up, exhaling, look up, hold the moon up, relax back. Inhale, coming forward, down, bend the knees. Exhale. And take more breaths if you need to. Now, if you're really holding this beautiful moon, your hands would be curved, your fingers would be curved, the elbows and shoulders would be supporting it to make a perfect round shape between those hands that are facing each other. And keep going on your own for about a minute. Engage your core, really work with your internal strength, like you're lifting the perineum, engaging the root lock the whole time. That will protect your back. A few more if you're still in the practice. You've got to dig deep when you get a little tired and really use your core strength. That's your most powerful strength in your body. The center of your power is in your core. All right, and when you feel complete, hands float down to the side, and then let's collect the chi. Hands reach out to the side, palms up. Exhale down the front of the body. You can do that once, twice, 3 times. And then as you come to stillness, notice the energy within is still humming and circulating. It never stops the force. And with mindful awareness, step 1 foot forward and the other foot back and is turned out. You're facing the front knee as you straighten and bend that front knee. And we'll do the parting the clouds so that we can stretch the thigh, the front of the thigh. And then the hands do like you're doing this swimming breaststroke. So it's like you're pushing forward and out. And your hands are engaged. So they're not tense and they're not soft either. They're right in between. breathing out. Imagine with the breath and with your energy that the clouds that have been hovering in your thinking are starting to part, and that light of the sun that resides in the heart can shine through. Relax the shoulders, no tension in the upper body. This isn't about doing, this is about the presence of being. And then use your core to step forward. And then use your core to step the other foot back. Square the hips to the front, start to bend and straighten the front knee, and adjust the back foot for comfort so that it can be firmly on the ground. Relax your face, relax your eyes. Enjoy this movement. And when the legs are set with the movement, the hands come in with no tension in the shoulders or upper arms. Good. One or two more. Full presence. Notice your whole body from the inside and from the outside. Really tune in here. And then use your core to lift that back foot. Plant them next to each other and collect the chi. Float the hands up. Inhale and glide down your front. And pause. Vertical alignment. Ankles over feet. Knees over feet. Knees are soft. Tailbone reaches down as the hips find their place. Chin draws in as the back of the head lifts to the ceiling. Tailbone mirrors towards the floor. And now imagining that blue-green healing earth energy streaming up from the floor, from the earth beneath you, and the golden white light streaming down from above. And they're meeting in your heart. And let this subtle alchemy fill your body with the force, with life, with love. Notice if your hands and fingers feel different. There's a buzzing or a tingling or an openness, almost like you actually can breathe through those, through this part of the body. Let your fingers start to move in response to this. And see if your palms naturally gravitate towards each other. Now, if any part of your body is tense or tight, it'll restrict the movement of chi through your hands and between your hands. So let the knees be soft, move a little forward, a little back, check in on the shoulders, check in on the neck, separate your teeth. The hands are in front of the body, in front of the lower dantian, and the forearm is sloped downward. The hands are round, kind of like when we were retrieving the moon from the sea. And then the hands move a little with the breath because that's what happens when there's no tension. It doesn't matter which breath moves in and which breath moves out. Just notice that the hands are moving a little. And that there's a little magnetism or electricity between them. This is science. There actually is bioelectricity between your hands. It's not your imagination. And then we'll do one work with the chi ball. This one is called Dragon Plays with the Chi Ball. It's from the 8 Trigram Healing Qigong from nature. And what's happening here is that your hands are making a circle. We'll do a few different circles. And the hands are always facing each other. So go real slow and notice that if your hands are always facing each other, that each hand and arm is doing a full spiral. That's the key here. We're opening up the meridians, running up the arms into the internal organs. So as you go forward, keeping the hands together, you have to like move the hips and the shoulders. So let the feet get wider apart and get the hips into this like it's some kind of a dance move that you're learning. So your weight is shifting back and forth so that your hands can do this can go all the way around this sphere. Exaggerate going to the outside and trying to keep the hands facing each other. Okay? And then start to go a little forward, a little faster. The ball can be very small. The slow is the yin practice. So try that. Moving no faster than your breath. Is allowing the yin side of this. Or the yang side, the side of light and heat and fire, comes through going faster. And maybe you can go to the opposite and go faster and faster. Like you're really bringing some energy into this. And then go the other way, backwards. The hands coming towards you. Your hips are moving back and forth, spiraling as well. The hands are facing each other. The arms are wrapping and opening. And then slow that down and feel the energy within it. Still moving the whole body. Good. And then anything you like. It's called Dragon Plays with the Chi Ball, so let it be play. Try whichever way you'd like. The hands go in, the hands go out. Small, large, fast, slow. We'll give about a minute for you to explore your own energy. Just keep moving. Breathe. Change sides. Try going sideways. Maybe expand and contract. Top to bottom and left to right. Maybe the feet are a little closer together now. And start doing less, even while the Intention is still there. And then experiment. Is it really electricity when the palms are facing each other? What happens if you go off and there's a hand up and a hand down and they're not facing each other? And then bring them back. Where does it change? Or maybe one hand just kind of leaves the scene. Does the other hand miss it and bring it back? Or does the other hand know that that hand has arrived back in orientation with it? With your eyes closed and do a little moving meditation here. Feeling the ball, letting it dissipate, and then it's back. And then let both hands cover the lower abdomen, just resting lightly. And imagine that this chi, this force, this prana, is now radiating into your center of your body, which gratefully collects and starts to store the chi. Every breath in, light streams into your body. Every breath out, it gets a little bit more condensed. It's like a pearl, an iridescent pearl that every breath is putting a new layer on. And then choosing to remain standing, or to come to sit, or to come to lie down for the closing healing meditation. These hands can remain right where they are, or they can move to a different location on your body where you can direct some energy. So for me, I'm working with back today. I'm going to bring my hands to my low back in a place that's comfortable. And the hands can be touching, or if they're over your body, like over the lungs, they can be away from the body a few inches. Okay, so you've got heart, lungs, liver, stomach, spleen, kidneys around the back. Those are good places to intentionally direct energy. And feel the subtle currents flowing continuously. And you can move to a different location, or if this is feeling not like what you'd like, you can let the hands rest on the thighs, or if you're standing open, or if you're lying down, palms up. And if you're doing that version, imagine that every breath in, this golden white light is streaming into your hands and your feet. And with each breath out, it's swirling wherever in your body it can be used. And that area of the body starts smiling in response. You can use your hands to direct or your mind through the quality of attention. Noticing the hands and the feet as you breathe in. Noticing the inside of your body as you breathe out. And that healing energy is circulated wherever it's needed. See if there's any place where you're holding tension and relax that even more, adjusting. Open and close your mouth. Make a sigh or a sound. Let go even more. Stay present. Stay here. You're welcome to stay here a little while longer, to meditate, or to go outside for a walk. If you feel ready to conclude this practice with me, you can start to move your fingers and your toes. Let a little light in your eyes. Making some movements or circles with your head. And stretch in any way that might feel nice. Like you're waking up from a long nap. Ooh. And when you're ready, clasp both hands together in front of the heart. A gesture of gratitude. Bow your own head to your own precious hands. Thanking yourself for taking this time for practice. Thanking all the teachers that have gone before to share this knowledge, their wisdom with us. Thanking everyone who's participating in this practice, in this class, as well as other practices and classes around the world. Millions of people right now are tuning in and taking steps towards healing. And I thank each and every one of you that it's a true joy to offer this practice each week. Thank you very much. See you in class again soon.